So what I found most interesting about this play was how the author placed emphasis on the three people who had been to war and the kind of the generational stack, son, father, grandfather. That triad kind of symbolized or represented a battle culture and a battle experience in the family that was kind of the focal point. And I thought that the author did a pretty good job, or the playwright did a pretty good job of presenting that. I thought that was pretty interesting. Two values in this play. The first value that I saw was trauma. Um, there's plenty of examples of both physical and psychological trauma in this. Several of the family members had sustained wounds in war, and they were constantly battling the psychological issues and images in their head throughout the story. Another value, the second value is acceptance. When Elliot returned from war, his friends came up to him asking him, hey, did you shoot somebody? And then they were asking him, he didn't really want any part of that. He just wanted to be accepted as a normal, average Joe member of society. Didn't want that special attention. He also was looking to his father and grandfather to try to get their stories so that way he could find maybe common ground with them to find better ways to help cope with his, and accept his own actions and his own emotional scarring that he had. Something I didn't first understand was, at first I didn't understand when Ginny said, quote, when your son goes to war, you plant every goddamn seed you can find. It doesn't matter what the seed is so long as it grows, end quote. And after really thinking that over and reviewing it, I personally came to understand it as her kind of using her garden as her nurturing and caregiving outlet and just kind of symbolizing caring for her son and hoping that he returns in any way possible. But that was something I didn't understand right at first, and that was just my interpretation. This play, I think, portrays the American soldier as someone who goes through intense events overseas, suffers, endures a lot of traumatic stress and traumatic events, and comes back with that burden on their shoulders and tries to come and re-assimilate back into society. They also depict the American soldiers having characteristics such as being vulnerable, being kind of humble and uninterested in being and really discussing what happened over there. So the title of this play I thought was very creative and representative of what Elliot was going through. So a fugue is kind of like a multi-layered musical composition. With it's comprised of interweaving and interlacing melodies, which kind of like hand off. They take turns handing off each other. I thought that was pretty metaphorical for how the soldier had his internal struggles with dealing with his stuff and try to come to grips with what he had done and to manage his own internal thoughts. And I think that the playwright did a pretty outstanding job of keeping politics out of the play for the most part, and I think that her main goal was to really bring the humanity of the American soldiers to the forefront and let them let society know that they do bear a lot of unseen scars. And then two questions that I have were, one, what did Elliot's heritage play in a situation as a Puerto Rican? Did that have any effects on how his family try to keep secretive? Was that a Puerto Rican thing, or is that just a military thing? And then also, why are today's youth so enamored, or not even youth, but just friends of military members, why are they so enamored with knowing when someone comes back from war, like, oh, did you shoot somebody, or oh, what happened over there? Why are they so enamored with knowing specifically if they had shot or killed anybody? Thanks, guys.